you stated already on the internet that there's some writing going on for a next record even.
Yes.
How far is that in
we've been demoing. We've got about 10 songs recorded already. We've been recording them with Paulo's been recording them on his computer and just recording them in the back lounge of the bus. So unfortunately no one will hear any of the demos, and the music won't be out for probably third quarter of next year. But we'll start recording the beginning of next year.
Can you maybe, without revealing too much, or what is maybe the challenge you set yourself for writing? And do you search for a certain difference in previous work, or
I think the worst way for us to go about writing is trying to write. We didn't have to write. We're not on writing time currently, but I think whenever inspiration strikes, you have to take advantage of it, and that's what we've been doing, just taking advantage of it when it shows up.
Has it always been showing up so far?
Only within the last couple months, and that's why we took advantage of it and wrote all these songs.
Can it happen that it strikes at a very inconvenient time?
Yeah, like on an airplane or something, but I'll try to write it down or hum it into my voice notes or something.
Do you sometimes maybe read, you don't listen, but when you look maybe at your first record, what kind of person, when you look at yourself, how do you listen, or what do you see? What kind of band do you see there?
The biggest thing that always jumps out, aside from the fact that our songwriting's gotten better, our playing's gotten better, I always feel like my voice sounds really young. Even on In Waves, it sounds kind of young to me the way I sound now. So I guess always growing, always getting better.
Are you're dividing your attention equally into guitar and singing, or is it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can't practice singing on tour because you have to save your voice as much as you can for the show. But I definitely put as much time into both as I can.
You mentioned earlier in the interview that you don't know much theory behind your music. Is that good to have that kind of naivety, if I may call it that way, or to don't know anything about that?
I think it all depends on the musician, because there are certain people that are theory masters that are terrible songwriters, or people that have songwriting degrees that can't write a song very well. But then there are dudes like, you take a band like Dream Theater for example, all those guys know music theory and they write amazing riffs at the same time, and they can play really well, which is kind of a rarity. But then there's dudes like myself who I don't know notes, and I've met a lot of other musicians that don't know notes and they just make what sounds right. So I think it's that kind of thing. I think if you looked at, I mean, I'm not sure which guitar players, but yeah, I guess it's a different case every single time.
Yeah, that's true. But do you feel that you want to know a little bit about it, or you just stay away from it?
I tried and actually put some limits on me. I learned a little bit, then everything I was writing was a little too specific. I think I do better when I just disregard all those things.
But what ways do you challenge yourself maybe to come up with new, don't fall into the same things maybe you did all the time? Is there a lot of repetition when you
yeah,
play?
I'm always trying to learn different techniques and patterns and stuff. I feel like I've gotten a lot better recently thanks to that Dream Theater tour we just did. Got a couple lessons with John Petrucci about playing, and so that really helped me out a lot. So there's always more to learn.
Can you tell something that he taught you?
It's just a specific exercise. I think it's the kind of thing that if people were to watch us now, they could see in the little improv sections of my solos, it's definitely a lot more technical than it used to be.
How important is improvisation you mean, for you on live performances? Or?
I guess it's another personal preference thing, but I like it. I like when I can see a band and the memorable parts are the same, but they'll go into some tangents and play something different.
Because how do you spar with Corey maybe on the guitar? Is it you talk with him a lot about it each day, or is it something just he takes his own path and you take yours? And then
we've tried to set our paths before, like, all right, I'm going to stick this way, you stick this way, but I think that nowadays us just doing exactly what we want to do is better. And I think that challenges us both, that we can challenge each other about what we can do.
And what is for is the demoing of new material? Is that how involved are you in that?
I guess entirely. I mean, the fact that me, Paulo, and Corey all write music, so Paulo's always recording it on his actual computer. I don't like doing that end of it, but I'll be playing the material. And
can you tell already a little bit about, because you stated also you want to work on less songs but focus more on the songs you have instead of writing a lot?
For this, we're just going to write as many amazing songs as we can, regardless of how many it is, and then funnel it down for when we know how many we need for the CD itself.
And are you looking all theme-wise to maybe?
Yeah, we've got all that stuff, but it's way too early to because we could change it like we always do.
Okay, that's part of the game, I say. Yeah, maybe just yeah. You said yoga was important also for you. Can you maybe say how that influenced your approach to music? If it did, of course.
I mean, I feel like everyone is aware at times of what their quote problems are, and I try to do like therapy or see a psychiatrist or whatever, just like, hey, you know, let's figure out what's up with my brain. But I found that yoga has been the most mentally relaxing thing for me, but it's also physically beneficial. So it gets me in a good headspace. I was doing it before every single time we recorded in the studio for In Waves, just to clear the slate, I guess. And I need to do it before every show as well, whether it's just 30 minutes or 15 minutes or 90 minutes. I find that that's just as essential as warming up guitar to before going on stage.
And your fellow band members, do they take something from you? Because you said that Paolo does a little bit the same, but Corey, for example, does
no, they all do their own thing.
Okay, you leave each other alone for there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me, are there any special things for the upcoming year that you really look forward to?
It's non-stop touring. This year we'll be on tour for about 10 months this year. And when December hits and when December's over, we're done touring for at least 4 to 6 months, because that's going to be the next record starting in January.
Do you feel, because you started really young, but that you have more grip on your schedule now than maybe years before?
You mean planning out touring?
Yeah, because 10 months is a lot.
No, this year we have no control over it.
No?
This year, because we're touring with other bands, so it's all a matter of whose schedule we're on, except headliners. This year we've got a headliner in Europe. It's Trivium, As Lay Dying, Caliban, and Pot of Burning Body. I think today was the day it was announced, so that'll be coming to Europe at the end of the year.
But does it feel sometimes like a sacrifice being 10 months away from home, or is it still part of the joy?
Of course,
as well?
yeah. I mean, it's hard. I mean, but no matter what career path anyone picks, I think it's gonna be difficult in some way. But luckily, I love what I do.
But can you bring your family or your wife?
Only when it's possible. I mean, flying to Europe's kind of tricky because it's an expensive flight, and timing-wise, it takes out a lot of work days for a lot of people. So it's only when it's possible.
But she knew who she.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So she respects it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Of course, thank you.
Good luck with everything.
Oh yeah, thank you.